Hello everyone. In this video I will discuss one of the films called Parallels, 2015. And never forget that I always pray for you and your family to be happy and healthy always. The film begins by introducing a man named Ronan, who works as an amateur boxer. After his fight, he receives a call from his father to come home immediately. Additionally, his father provides a clue for Ronan to go to a building at coordinates 156 Prospect, without specifying what building it is. However, from his father's panicked voice, Ronan quickly returns home. It is unclear what happened to his father, but when Ronan arrives home, it appears empty with no signs of his father. As Ronan explores the house, he encounters his sister Beatrix, who also received the same message from their father. Since their mother's death, Ronan and Beatrix haven't lived in that house. Beatrix is attending a prestigious university, while Ronan, who has a history of street fighting, chose to work as an amateur boxer. They check the garage for their father, but find no signs of him there. Not long after, one of their neighbors named Harry visits them. Harry is a new lawyer obsessed with putting criminals behind bars. He tells them that last night he saw a group of men visiting their father's house, and the disappearance of their father might be related to that group. When they inspect the garage, they find a clue: their father's bag containing a mysterious round object. They are unsure of what it is, but they suspect that their father may have been kidnapped. As a result, they decide to report everything to the police station. At the police station, their report is rejected by a police officer named Captain Stone due to the lack of strong evidence. They inquire about the location of the building at 156 Prospect, which turns out to be an abandoned building. After obtaining the address, they hurriedly went there, hoping to find clues about their father's whereabouts. Upon entering the building, they were surprised to see numerous writings depicting different conditions of the earth. While reading the inscriptions, suddenly an alarm sounded, and when they exited the building, the city appeared to be in ruins. Sensing something strange about the abrupt destruction of the city, they assumed it might be the result of a nuclear bomb attack. However, what was peculiar was that all the buildings were destroyed, except for the 156 Prospect building, which remained intact without a scratch. Shortly after, a group of people appeared, shooting at strangers they encountered. Ronan, Beatrix, and Harry, witnessing the event, quickly returned to the building for shelter, only to realize that the people outside did not follow them into the building. Harry assumed that the writings scattered inside the building were a version from an alternate world of their Earth, which naturally had a different history and events. Not long after, a woman named Polly appeared, confirming their assumption. Polly turned out to be one of the inhabitants of another Earth, who was also trapped in the building. However, the difference was that Polly seemed to be accustomed to interdimensional travel through the building. There, Polly explained that they were in another version of Earth, and the current Earth they occupied was a world already destroyed by nuclear bombs, leading humanity to the brink of extinction. Polly revealed that the building could teleport from one Earth to another. The teleportation occurred every 36 hours, and Polly warned them to stay inside the building before the teleportation time, because if they went out during teleportation, they would be trapped on that Earth. Since there was still plenty of time before the next teleportation, they decided to take a short rest.
When can we go home?
Till then, there's nothing to do but wait. This building jumps every 36 hours. We have got 32 hours to kill.
What are we supposed to do for the next 32 hours?
Try not to die.
In short, when they were asleep, the group from earlier returned to capture them. They were taken to the headquarters for interrogation. When questioned by the leader of the group, who turned out to be Captain Stone from another version, Polly explained that they were just lost and would return soon. The other Captain Stone intended to release them, but it turned out that Harry accidentally mentioned the name Captain Stone. Suspicious of Harry, who knew the leader's name, especially since they came out of that mysterious building, Ronan and the others were put in the detention room. Eventually, we find out that before the city was destroyed, they saw a man coming out of the building, and that man brought the nuclear bomb to destroy the city. This led to suspicion that Ronan and the others, who also came from that building, were connected to the mysterious man. Ronan and Beatrix were taken by Stone's henchmen, where Ronan would be tied up and Beatrix would be interrogated, and if she didn't answer, Tinker, a scientist, would shoot Ronan. Tinker then showed CCTV footage of a man coming out of the building at 156 Prospect, carrying a nuclear bomb. They were shocked to discover that the man who had destroyed this version of Earth was their own father. Beatrix couldn't believe that her father caused the destruction in this version of Earth. Tinker then asked where they came from, and Beatrix answered that they came from a different version of Earth. When Tinker asked again about the building, Beatrix had difficulty explaining it. Angry, Tinker threatened to shoot Ronan if Beatrix didn't answer, but unaware that Ronan was a boxer, Tinker was easily defeated. Ronan quickly freed Beatrix and the others. They then hurriedly went to the building because it would teleport shortly. On the other hand, Tinker ignited his makeshift nuclear bomb and intended to detonate the building. As a result, all members of the group were asked to move away from the building. Tinker then headed to 156 Prospect, but was mesmerized by the building's condition when he arrived. Meanwhile, inside, Ronan and his friends were waiting for the building to teleport to another Earth. However, they all panicked when the building didn't teleport, considering there was a nuclear bomb that would explode shortly. Fortunately, before the bomb detonated, they managed to teleport to another Earth.
Let's do it! Let's do it! Come on, the rest of it. Okay, all right. Okay. Lights, come on! Are we home?
I thought you understood.
When they emerged, they were shocked to see that this version of Earth had highly advanced technology, including electronic devices like smartphones and transparent laptops. Polly explained that this wasn't the future, but rather the same day and time as on their Earth, except this Earth was another one that had advanced further. They split up to search for Ronan and Beatrix's father, with Ronan accompanying Polly and Beatrix with Harry. At that moment, for some reason, Polly seemed to forget their names. Tinker also joined them, and when he saw the condition of this Earth, he realized that the building was capable of teleportation. Another strange thing happened when Ronan tried to pay for his food. The payment method required fingerprint recognition, but his fingerprints were not in the system. This indicated that Ronan in this Earth might never have been born, or might have already passed away. After that, they hurried to his father's house on this Earth, which turned out to be in the exact same position and address as in their own Earth. Meanwhile, Harry, impressed by the advanced technology in this Earth, planned to buy electronic items to sell back in the original world. This, of course, would make Harry very wealthy. When he tried to pay using a credit card, it was rejected because the payment method here used geometric scanners, a device used for identification and digital currency storage. When Harry scanned his fingerprint, he found out that in this world he had frequently shopped at that store. The cashier also explained that Harry's house was not far from the store. Although initially confused, Harry tried to ask for his own address, and upon arriving at the luxurious house, he was astonished to learn that he was much more successful in this Earth than in his own. Beatrix continued to attempt to open the laptop to start searching for her father's whereabouts, until she finally found news that her father had passed away on this Earth. At the same time, Harry himself was shocked to discover that the version of him in this Earth was a cunning lawyer who deliberately defended the wrong companies just to amass wealth. The company he defended had committed numerous murders for their business profits. Not aligned with his original goals as a lawyer, the real Harry uploaded all the deceitful acts of this Earth's Harry to the internet to expose his crimes and the company he supported. After finishing, Harry hurriedly left, but accidentally he encountered Beatrix from this Earth, who turned out to be his wife. Elsewhere in this Earth, Tinker was seen receiving a phone call notifying him that someone had hacked his identity to purchase a significant amount of electronic items, and it turned out to be the version of Tinker from the devastated world. Tinker's purpose in buying the gadgets in this Earth was to create a reactor that could disrupt the system of the building, because Tinker was convinced that the building didn't move on its own but was controlled by someone. Meanwhile, Ronan and Polly, who had just arrived home, took out a spherical object. Polly explained that the object functioned to transport them to the core world, but the problem was that no human had managed to reach the core world until now. Polly further explained that several other versions of this Earth always had similarities. Realizing this, they checked their father's car trunk. True enough, inside the trunk there was a bag belonging to their father, just like in the previous Earth. They looked inside and found a note instructing Ronan to leave the house. But shortly afterward, several people appeared who wanted to enter the house.
We need to get out.
After defeating the individuals earlier, Ronan and Polly realized that their father was in trouble. They hurried back to the building to check the situation. Upon arriving at the building, Ronan accidentally saw the version of Harry in this Earth panicking because all his deceptions were starting to unravel. Inside the building, Ronan, upon seeing Tinker, was about to attack him, but it stopped when Tinker explained that he wanted to find out who created and controlled the building. In fact, the building had 8 floors, but oddly, the 7th floor was inaccessible. Then, using a device he had assembled, Tinker managed to disrupt the system slightly, and when the system experienced a disturbance, it would attract the attention of the building's creator to come out. Shortly after, they heard the sound of the elevator starting to open. Ronan and Beatrix were astonished to see their father emerging from the elevator. Tinker questioned their father about the reason for bombing his world, but Ronan's father didn't explain anything, and only said that all the answers Tinker wanted were on the 8th floor. Hearing this, Tinker went to the 8th floor. Meanwhile, their father explained that the building had been operating for many years. The spherical object was a device that could help Ronan and Beatrix locate their mother, who was a dimension explorer. Shortly after, Tinker returned from the 8th floor and warned them not to trust their father's words. Suddenly, their father shot Tinker, killing him. After killing Tinker, their father left them there.
I'll see you both again. I wish I could go with you. But I have my own war to fight.
Dad.
Shortly after, the building's alarm started ringing, indicating that they would teleport again. Thanks to the device assembled by Tinker, they could determine the Earth coordinates they wanted to visit.
Here goes.
After arriving on another Earth, they exited and began searching for traces of their mother. Meanwhile, Polly, who was in the building, turned out not to be just one but 3 versions of herself. They played a game to determine who would accompany the 3 individuals, and that's why Polly always forgot the names of the 3. The movie finally ended at this point. Well, that's the story of the movie Parallel. Many things in this film remain unexplained, such as who the father really is, what his purpose is, what Tinker saw on the 8th floor, and who Polly is, considering there are 3 versions of her. The film does not provide explanations for these aspects, leaving them hanging. And that's it for the story series of this film. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to support this channel by subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. Goodbye.